In this short video, I'm going to create a long-lasting impact in your life, hopefully. And I'm going to help you make as much money as you can imagine, a lot faster with a lot less effort, while impacting the most amount of people in the most positive way possible. Does that sound fair enough? Cool, let's begin. Recently, I've been asking hundreds and hundreds of vegans how much money they want to make per month with their own course or coaching program online. And what's fascinating me right now, it won't fascinate me in a month. In a month, I'll be over it. In a year, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's obvious. But right now, it's fascinating because this is so new to me, is by asking hundreds of vegans this question: how much money do you want to make per month? In fact, you can post your answer in the comments below right now before I even discuss what I'm about to discuss right now. But how much do you want to make per month with your own online course or coaching program? Post it in the comments below. I'll give you 5 seconds before I reveal what I'm about to reveal. Or at least just pick the number mentally if you're not going to comment, whatever. Pick a number. How much you want to make? Okay, here we go. Here's what's crazy, what I think is crazy. The answers range. The answers I'm getting, they range. It's a really simple question, how much you want to make per month? And the answers I get are very simple. But the implications are extraordinary when it comes to the range I'm getting, all right? I'm getting ranges from people from $100 a month to $100,000 a month. And I just gotta stop right now and appreciate the fact that there are some people out there who say they want to make $100 a month. And then there are other people out there with the same sort of experience, the same sort of surroundings, the same level of potential, saying they want to make $100,000 a month. And so what is it? What is it that's causing some people to say I want to make $100 a month, other people saying I want to make 100 grand a month? What is it? I don't know. I don't know right now. It's outside of the scope of this video. But point is, people are giving answers that range. And this boggles my mind. That's why I'm making this video. Because if you can't go somewhere in your mind first, you're never going to go there physically. All of the... I remember, just go back to high school, all of the guys who looked up at the most beautiful girls, they're like, oh wow, they're so beautiful. I could never be with them. I was one of those guys too. I was like, oh wow, she's so beautiful, but I could never be with her. We never got to be with these girls because they were too out of our league, as we said, right? Because we couldn't put ourselves there mentally, we never got there actually physically. And same goes with certain careers and certain income goals. It's like if you can't put yourself there mentally, you're never going to get there physically. And it wasn't until there was this one girl who I really, in high school, I just found still to this day, I think she was the most beautiful girl in all of high school. I stopped with that mindset of oh, I can never be with her. Because I'm like, that mindset hasn't served me up to this point. Up to this point, I'm a virgin, haven't gone with any girls. And I'm like, I'm going to switch my mindset on this one. And I'm just going to act like I'm with her now. I'm going to know that I'm going to be with her. She's going to be mine, as they say. I wanted to date her. I wanted to be with her. And just from switching that mindset, just from having a shift in mindset, that's the only thing that changed. In fact, out of all the girls that I saw in high school, she was the most out of my league. She was dating guys that were out of high school. She was dating cool gangsters. And I was just some random kid in high school. She probably didn't know who I was. And just by switching my mindset, by feeling like I was at her level, we were equals and I could be with her, I eventually got with her. It was the 6 months after high school ended or something. Boom, we got together. She was the girl I lost my virginity with. And still to this day, I'm like, that is unbelievable. It's so unbelievable to say that I got with her. Because all the other girls before, I never got with. And so I'm not saying this, sure, I'm saying this to use it for whatever you like, but when it comes to business, when it comes to your relationships, use it, sure. When it comes to your love life, use it, sure. When it comes to what you want to do in life creatively, use it, sure. Use this mindset of knowing that you're there already. But when it comes to your income, if you can't go somewhere mentally, you're never going to go there physically. It's never going to happen. And so if you're thinking you want to make $100 a month, and that's what your goal is, you're not going to make 100 grand a month. I guarantee it. And you might say, oh, Ted, but I don't want to make 100 grand a month. That's besides the point. If I gave you if I gave you a choice, if I had a $100 bill in this hand and $100,000 worth of cash in this hand, which hand would you pick? You're not going to pick the $100. You're going to go for the 100 grand. You want the 100 grand way more than you want the $100. But when I ask the question, how much you want to make, a lot of people typically go for the lower end. And to this day, I've never seen someone give me an unrealistic answer. I've never heard someone say to me, Ted, I want to make $1 trillion a month. I haven't heard that answer. Everyone's given me a very realistic answer. Even the person who said they want to make 100 grand a month. That's very realistic. I say that from experience because my biggest month has been just shy of 100 grand. We hit $93,500 or something. And my coaches have done $1 million a month, $1.5 million a month. They've done in excess of $1 million in a month. So like 100 grand a month is completely realistic. But point is, if you can't go somewhere mentally, you're never going to go there physically. And if you pick a number based on what you think is realistic, it's probably not going to be that exciting because it's realistic. And all of my goals that I've achieved, all my big exciting goals, they've all been what I considered unrealistic at the time. They're all like kind of scary, and I'm like scared to go after them because like, what if I fail, right? But you have to forget that. You have to let go of that. What if you fail? You gotta go for the exciting one. And my goal now is hit 300K in a month, right? But the income goal, it almost doesn't matter what that number is. The point is it needs to be big enough to excite you. And that's the second point of this video. First point is if you can't go somewhere mentally, you're never going to go there physically. So you've got to go there mentally first. And that's as simple as shifting your mindset between like thinking of a pink polar bear and thinking of a black polar bear. You just change the image in your head. And the second point is it needs to be a number that's exciting enough. And the worst advice I see beginners giving other beginners is be realistic. Advice usually comes from our parents because our parents, most of our parents, not all, but most parents out there haven't really achieved greatness in life. And so they don't want their kid to go out there and achieve greatness and make them look bad, which is so messed up. But the best advice you can give someone is go for the unrealistic. Do it. If it excites you, do it. Look at planes flying overhead. Super unrealistic, made it happen. Look at the internet. Super unrealistic, made it happen. Look at phones. Super unrealistic, we made it happen. And we literally came from rocks, rivers, and trees. Like in nature, there's some grass, there's some sticks, there's some trees, and there's some water, and there's some rocks. That's it. And we somehow created everything that we have now around us. Because despite it being unrealistic, we freaking created it. Created metal and steel and all sorts of crazy elements. And we didn't create elements, but all sorts of different, textures and whatnot, like cement and everything. So go for the unrealistic. But the third piece I want to mention here in this video, and we'll wrap it up really quickly here, is first, like I said, if you can't go somewhere mentally, you're not going to go there physically, so go there mentally. Second thing, go for the unrealistic. And the third thing is let go of the how it's going to happen. Because if you say, okay, Ted, I'll go for the unrealistic, but doesn't really feel like I'll actually ever do it. And I ask why, and you're like, well, because I don't know how. Of course you don't know how. If you did, you'd be doing it. So this is why, if you don't know the how, this is why you have to study whatever it is that you want to do. You have to study rocket science if you want to create rockets. You have to study great relationships if you want to have a great relationship. You have to study investing if you want to be great at investing. You have to study manifestation if you want to get good at manifesting. You have to study creating an online business if you want to create an online business, and be specific in what you study. Don't just study online business in general. Don't study rocket science in general. Get specific in studying there. So when it comes to creating courses and coaching programs online, the best thing you can do is study. And when you get to a point where you're confident enough that, hey, yeah, I can actually do that, then you need to create a checklist for yourself of like what you need to do step by step. And on the top of that list, it should be to connect and speak with somebody who's already done the thing that you want to do. Find someone who's done the thing that you want to do and speak with them and get help from them. That is by far the best advice I can give you. That's the fastest route to success. It's just speak with people who've already done the thing that you want to do. This can come in the form of a friend, an hour consult, coaching session. Find yourself a mentor somehow, maybe an old guy or an old lady who's already done the thing that you want to do, or a young fellow, whatever. Just find someone who's already done the thing that you want to do and connect with them. And then you'll learn how. You'll create your own step-by-step checklist. You'll create your own to-do list, and you'll start being an adult and creating your future. But you have to be the one to create that checklist. A coach can give you step-by-step for sure, but even when a coach tells you what to do, you need to write it down and be like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, based on what the coach just told me to do. So that's it. If you can go there mentally and say, okay, I want to make $10,000 a month mentally, you can go there mentally at least. And you can ignore the fact that it might not be realistic. And you can let go of not knowing how it's all going to pan out. And you can put your trust and put your faith in a system that other people have already used to make it happen. Then you're going to crush it. Like, that's just every single person who goes through our program and crushes it. They're all using the same system. Everyone has the same access to the same system. Everyone has access to the same coaching. It's not like some people who crush it are crushing because they're using a different system. No, the people who are crushing it are using the same system that everyone else in the program has access to. The difference is the people who crush it, they created a list of what they got to do every day and they do it. That's it. It's a two-step process. It's like write out what you got to do and then do it. And the doing it part is like the hardest part for people because they typically might get stuck on one of the steps or they might feel unmotivated, in which case there's things you can do to figure out how to do the thing that you don't know how to do and get back on track and get motivated. But that's it. Like, you just got to find out what to do. So first off, find out what you want to do, then find out how to do it, and then write out what you got to do. And then if you get off track, get back on track. That's it. Like, that's it. That's really it. So hope this video was helpful. Again, I wanted to make a short video here that creates a long-lasting impact in your life so you can make the most amount of money that you can imagine and impact the most amount of people possible in the shortest period of time with the least amount of effort. And from my experience, that's in offering result-based coaching programs. If you want more information about result-based coaching programs and how to create your own, you can click the link in the description of this video. It'll take you to an in-depth training, or you can just hop on a call with me. We'll discuss what that would look like for you to create your own result-based training program or your own result-based coaching program. And yeah, we'll see if it makes sense for you to put one together or not. I'll put the link to speak with me in the description as well. So that's it for now. Peace, peace, much love. Adios. Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.